Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jesse, your DM.
Cody playing Lazarus.
Brennan playing Diz.
Mike playing Nim.
Britt playing Kenna.
And we are Double Doubles and Dragons. We're a group of goofy Canadians that have gotten together to play a little D&D. Sometimes we will say things that are inoffensive. We mean them as jokes, of course, and they're certainly funny to us, but some people may find this offensive. If you do, we apologize, but we don't want any hate mail about it. So just don't listen, okay? Let's jump right into the action.
Good way to get our banking started.
All right. With that intro.
Off on a good start.
So welcome back, everybody. Quick recap. We mostly just talked about money last session, trying to figure out how the banking was going to work. Honestly, probably wasn't that exciting, but hopefully it was at least entertaining. And so here we are. We're in the bank. What's going on, guys? What's the plan?
I want to look.
So I guess we gotta look at the tellers, right?
Yeah, the tellers seem to just kind of be waiting for people. You looked around for chainmail people. You did see a couple.
I'm just going to keep my eye on them, but then I want to start moving towards an open teller.
Okay. So a couple of things that you notice as you're approaching the tellers together as a group. The first is inside of this lobby, security seems pretty good. You notice a lot of other people with that same kind of general outfit. Although the ones inside aren't wearing chainmail, the ones inside are wearing literal gold chest plates. Just seems to be what they use on the inside. Yeah, just big golden breastplates, basically.
How well dressed are we compared, since we have our new outfits and everything?
It's a mismatch. You guys look pretty fancy, and there are definitely like market people and maybe some like lower end farming type stuff where they look like a little bit more disheveled compared to you. But then also because this is the Queen's Bank, there are definitely people much fancier dressed than you. There's one guy kind of off in the corner who seems to be complaining to a teller about something, and he is literally dressed in gold. Like, gold has been woven through every strand of the outfit he is wearing. So, you're kind of in the middle, I guess would be a good way to describe it. As you approach the teller, she gives you kind of a little polite nod, and then just kind of looks at the three of you approaching and goes, "Let me guess, new account?"
That's right. How did you guess?
You look like you're carrying a fair amount of gold.
That makes sense. We are.
Is this person blue?
No.
So, what would be the process for opening a new account?
That depends on the type of account you wish to open, sir.
Joint account.
Joint account with who?
Everybody.
Oh, I see. You'd like a shared account.
Yes, an adventuring account, if you will.
I understand. Would you prefer the base adventuring package or the advanced adventuring package?
You're going to have to give me the details of both of those.
Alright, very well. The base adventuring package involves us simply storing your gold, and you are given a key to access through the lobby. The advanced adventuring package involves you being given a private room for your own transactions, and your ring will be set to teleport to your room at your own desire.
What's the difference in price between these two plans?
A base adventuring account is 10 gold a month. The advanced adventuring package is 100 gold a month.
What about interest rates? What are we looking at for interest?
We just store your gold, sir.
And
If you're interested in opportunities to grow your money, you'll have to talk to either some of the more interesting merchants or perhaps a nobleman.
So the bank doesn't do investments.
So if I get this right, the basic adventure account for 10 gold a month, we're going to get a key that we can go to a branch of the Queen's Bank and just access our money like that.
That is correct, sir.
And the pro adventure account's 100 gold a month, but then our rings will be able to teleport us directly to a place we could withdraw or deposit.
That is correct.
I'm thinking pro.
I like pro. I think we make enough money, it'll be fine.
Yeah, 100 gold a month? I'm pretty sure we could constantly be doing that. It's even through your laundromat by itself.
Yeah.
Please be advised, we do advise that all adventurers be aware of the risks of a pro adventurer account. Since your ring is the only thing required for access, you will need to be careful of who can touch your rings. Don't give them to people.
If we opened a pro adventurer account, do we also get a key with that, or is it only through the ring?
A key is given regardless, so that you can access the lobby at your leisure.
So if something went horrifically wrong, hypothetically, and we lost our rings or for some other reason they were misplaced, we could still access our money with the key.
The key gives you access to the lobby, not necessarily to your money. We authenticate you through your blood.
Okay. So as long as we're the same person, biologically speaking, we can access our money.
That is correct.
Okay. And
All right, well, it'll be the four of us then.
4 of you, sir.
And then I look at.
I pop out of wherever I'm hiding on him and just like wave my little mouse.
Well, you're on Lazarus.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. A druid, correct?
that's right.
You'll need to have her on shift before you go to your private room.
Do you have anybody who can help carry money? It's pretty heavy.
We have a transportation method, yes, if you require assistance.
Oh, we will. All right, Kenna.
I'll shoot
Take an
him
open
on top
spot.
of Lazarus. Just kidding. I'll climb down.
Suddenly Lazarus covered in gold.
Flattened.
I will unshapeshift once I get to the ground in a
Okay.
space where it's not like I'm gonna like push them back.
Fair enough. So you kind of unshift in your think like Marge Simpson with the trench coat from that Simpsons episode where they go to the candy fair and her pockets are just stuffed. That's Kenna right now. She's just stuffed with gold.
We're gonna need an assistant, please.
And she kind of waves over with her hand. As she does, you hear kind of a loud, like, whirling, hissing sound. And then the ground starts to kind of...
Clockwork machine.
And, yeah, you kind of look off to your right, and there is a golem about 2 feet taller than Lazarus. So not, like, gigantic, but, like, it's big. And the entire golem is just all rotating gears. Like, you can see the gears in its joints moving, and, like, the whole thing is constantly in motion, but the entire golem is made of gold. Like, just every piece of it is made out of gold.
Cool.
It sort of slowly, methodically stomps its way towards you, and then it kind of leans down a little bit, looking at Kenna, and then just kind of stops there with both hands outstretched, just kind of waiting for you to dishevel yourself of gold.
You just start like draping bags on it.
Yeah, you can basically just hang all your shit off of it.
I will start doing that. Although I think I'd probably just like just like probably pretty heavy.
Alright, am I correct in assuming you are going for the professional package?
That's right.
Follow me.
And she kind of like steps out from behind the desk around a little like lift up thing and kind of comes out into the main lobby and just starts walking down a hallway that kind of leads out of that main room. Yeah, and she just kind of heads that way.
As we were walking through, how closely are we passing to super rich gold man?
It's actually the other direction from him.
Damn, are we walking by anybody who looks loaded?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a fair amount of people in the bank, so yeah. Yeah, you walk by a couple that look a little on the wealthier side.
Do any of them look like they're carrying a lot of loose stuff?
Roll a perception check.
I don't have Tenor's sense of money, so I definitely don't get advantage.
14 or passive 16?
Okay. So a couple of the people that you walk by, they do, like, I mean, a lot of them look like they're carrying their gold, like, they're fairly comfortable with carrying it. So it's, you know, just draped in a pocket, or one of them has a fairly large, like, golden, what would you call, like, pendant that just hangs out of one pocket. Like, they've got wealth enough around to just be kind of hanging off of them.
I guess I'll just take note of it and pass on by.
Okay. You guys continue down the hall for only a couple of minutes before the woman leading you arrives at one of several doors that you've passed. Basically, for the last minute or so, you've just been passing a series of golden doors that all have just one keyhole in the center of the door, basically. And she just kind of keeps walking, and then she finds one that she seems satisfied with, and she just kind of turns and opens up her hand, and inside are 4 very small keys. They're only about an inch or so, and they look to be made of either gold themselves or plated in gold, something like that. And she just kind of holds her hand out for each one of you to take it.
Take mine.
Mine.
I want to put mine around where I'm keeping the Myers
Okay.
kind of stuff, just because I know they'll always be close.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So she just kind of stops there.
If you would please insert your key in the door, you will have access to your private room. Inside is a pedestal with one long protrusion that a ring sits on. If you touch your ring to that ring, you'll be able to teleport there.
Nim will open the door, I guess, unless someone else opened it.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up, you turn the key. When you turn the key, there's that sound of like a lot of things moving. There's like a grinding sound, several clicks. There's even a whistling sound at one point. As all of this kind of goes on for a few moments without the door moving at all. And then the door just kind of like pops all the way open. And inside that room, like as you kind of look in, it's very bare bones. It's literally just a 20 by 20 stone room with a pedestal in the middle with a single plain gold ring sitting on it. And that's basically it. It looks like it's basically just an empty room for you to dump your gold into.
Or other valuables.
As the door kind of finishes its opening,
Please note that you are free to do whatever you like with the interior of the room. Organize it however you wish. Please note, at no time can you do any damage to the exterior wall surface. You will be removed immediately.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful day.
and she just kind of starts walking back towards her post. The golem stays with you, and is just kind of waiting there, waiting for kind of your word as to whether or not it should shove stuff in there.
Just go to the other side of the room and put it down. Thank you.
There's just kind of a slow whirling of knobs and gears as it shuffles its way in, kind of dumps everything into the far right corner, and then does a very shabby sort of clockwork bow, and then just kind of backs out of the room and starts heading back down the hallway as well.
So what do we have to do to activate the...
You have to touch our ring to the ring.
I'm going to go up to the ring,
Mhm.
the golden ring that's sitting there. I'm going to tap my ring.
Okay. When you tap your ring to it, you obviously have to take your glove off.
Yeah.
But when you tap your ring to it, one of the locations on your ring that had previously been empty, like just an open socket, a golden colored gemstone sits there now.
Like, I'm gonna test this out really quick.
Okay.
I'm just going to pop to the farming room.
Okay. So you just kind of instantly...
I have to say, I make sure I say that first.
Yeah.
So people, and then I'm going to touch the golden one.
Yeah, I mean, you appear in the farming room, you kind of take a look around for a second, you tap the gold, and almost immediately you're back in the room with them.
All right,
I'm
we're in
gonna
business.
tap my ring.
Okay. Lazarus slowly works the glove off.
I don't have to take the glove off.
Nim kind of has to reach.
That's a problem.
No, because I can just fold it back. So I got the fingerless ones.
Okay, so you guys have a bank room.
Yeah.
It now has your gold in it. You can teleport there when you need to. There you go.
Alright.
You've been banked.
We can hide anything in here. anything.
And they didn't say you couldn't put other shit in there. They said you could do whatever you wanted.
I like how I was married. You said
Sure, I was
married.
just thinking dead bodies.
That's what I was thinking too.
I like how the two are like, we can save our hostage here. And the other two are like, we could also put dead bodies in here.
All the chainmail guys.
Just start murdering people and stacking them inside this room.
I think we should furnish this place a little bit.
Coming
True.
from vault.
Wonder if that damages the exterior walls eventually.
Who can say? All right, so you've got your room.
What color is this room?
It's literally just gray stone.
Okay.
I guess I'll go over and kind of organize those bunch of things.
The bags.
The bags that kind of just grew up.
Yes, so I'll drop all my gold in there too, and then I want to take the 1,000 gold out.
Okay.
And I'll just wait with that, assuming that we're all going to go back to the teller or something, figure out if we want to hold it loose.
I
Or...
think we should do something with this room. Like figure out what we want to do with this room.
Such as.
I think we should make it black on the walls. You're a real dark vibe.
Maybe some bats.
I don't think we should do black.
But it's the best. Beats the rest.
Do you
What
think
did you have in mind?
painting is going to count as damaging the walls?
I don't think so. And it's just the outside wall we gotta worry about. There's 3 other walls.
We could hang up pictures of our exploits.
Isn't it just the one wall with the door on it?
No, she said exterior walls.
Oh, all of them. Okay.
She just said you couldn't damage them.
Painting's not damaging.
It depends on opinion. What have you done to my wall?
By the way, I will note that when you were kind of slumming through your coins and you're kind of pulling out the 1,000 that you want to keep, you do notice at one point when you pick up a handful of about 100 of them, they just kind of disappear.
Whoa. What do I want to look around and...
They seem, the rest of the gold's still there.
So I want to just grab
Also
another
100
handful?
gold payment already?
Basically.
I want to talk, like, I'll hold up another 100 gold.
Nothing happens.
Oh, that's
You
an
literally
automatic
picked up the
deposit.
gold that got swiped out.
Brings
So
your
we're
reading
minus
on.
100. Mark that down, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
I guess, because it was out of mine. I'm down 100.
Well, no. 'cause
It was just what you were
I'm
pulling
gonna
out of the
pick that.
pile.
Yeah.
So I can just take it out of here.
Okay, that works, because I just have we have the centralized money.
Yeah, we have just the 1,000 we already took out.
Oh yeah, actually, so subtract 1,000 from that if you haven't.
I
I think
already
we already
subtracted everyone's money
Gotcha.
out of it.
Nice. Awesome. Alright.
Okay.
Good to go. Alright.
We could get some couches for here, so we could relax in here if we ever need to.
It's true, if we need to teleport out, I mean, that's probably a pretty safe area to teleport to.
Well, I think so. I mean, we could even get, like, some bunk beds or something.
There was like rules about living in storage lockers.
She didn't say anything about that. She said we could do whatever we want with it.
It is true, those were what she said.
If we ever need to hide, it would be a good place to hide.
That also means that, anybody could also be doing whatever the hell they're doing in their own vaults. All
It's
over
true.
the place.
There could be torture chambers up in here.
Now that we have a place to store the gold, I need to retrieve my Fabergé eggs.
What
So-
time of day was it when we came in?
Early in the morning still. Like, it was kind of the first thing you guys were planning on doing today.
Was this
So we need
was
to
this a
sell.
new day compared to?
It was the second day. So you had a week to get to the ether. It's the
but
second
we
day
met-
now.
We met Lance, we had dinner with him, and a
Yeah.
day's passed since then.
Yes.
We have 2 weeks
So we're on
to
the third day.
Third. Yeah, I guess third day.
Okay, because I need to.
So we're at 11 out of 14 days.
Yeah, 11 out of 14 days left.
That reminds me, I need to important and erase my lucky points.
It's important.
Huh. Boo.
Damn it!
Boo,
That was terrible.
Just about as important as you
Has anybody said, like, we need to go back to the teller to get ingots or anything like that, like, out loud?
No, I don't even know if I really want ingots.
I implied I was going to do it, but I never actually said it.
Okay.
We kind of got, the emergency of the gold out of the way, but I guess
Yeah.
we'll figure out if we want to do it later.
I mean, it's not like
But-
that emergency is done. Now you guys have other
Yeah,
emergencies.
I kind of still want to poke around
We
for
could also,
Lazarus
Go ahead.
and look into the magic stores and potions and see what lists of common materials are available. Because we don't have a list of what we can bring with us on adventures yet, really.
I think we should go to like a mage guild or something to get
Can't.
a list.
Can't get to the guild room.
But I mean, we should wait until we can and get a list from them, because who knows if each
But
vendor
there's
is
still-
going to actually list off what's there versus a mage guild that would know, what products.
Right, but we would still have to like bounce across a few magic stores and kind of just ask what they have.
We could centralize that way too.
Yeah,
But then,
just sort of shop around more like and see if they have any general inventory lists.
what do we need though? For
Well, we have no potions right now of any sort.
we need potions.
We have no potions. We don't really have any spare potions of healing anymore.
Damn it, man, we have a Kenna.
We need to go get the Fabergé eggs. Or Dis needs to go
Well,
get the Fabergé
Dis can
eggs.
go do that, but Lazarus can go check out
Well, I
stores.
think I need to go with you because I'm the pack rat.
It's true.
Lazarus
I need
didn't
to
come
get
in
that
there.
egg.
And I'm stealthy, and I can make us extra stealthy.
And I think, did you store stuff too? At Wallace's?
We all did.
We all
stored
did.
it. So I think we all.
We
More
all
like
have stuff
conscripted
there.
Lazarus to help you put shit
That's
in there.
right. So yeah, I think the three of us go pick up all the stuff from Wallace.
Maybe we could get Lazarus to check in on the dry cleaners. We haven't been there in a few days.
But then what if money needs to be laundered?
Yeah, does Lazarus even know about that in any way? I don't know.
I don't think you were there for that at
I
all.
wasn't there, but it
No.
depends whether or not they mentioned
Actually, does
something
anybody
after.
know except for Nim and me? Like
I
Kenna, do
think
you
Kenna
know?
would.
I thought Nim told Kenna,
I kind of.
but that's a very vague
Yeah, no, that's the
recollection.
thing, yeah.
But I'm almost positive nobody told
No,
Lazarus.
Yeah.
I don't think
So the paladins left it. Alright, I'll let that. I'll have to keep that in mind. Try not to meddle that.
Just waiting for one day Lazarus to just be like, "Did you see what they're doing in your business?"
Good.
Makes a huge deal out of it, calls the cops.
That's what you get for not telling me.
Like, whoa, Lazarus, don't be a narc.
This could be a chainmail guy who shows up from the police. What have you done, Lazarus?
Okay, so what's the plan?
Well,
Fabergé eggs.
well, I don't think we can get them right now, but we can go.
Scout out
We're
there.
gonna
Scout it
scout it out.
So, three are going to scout.
Okay.
And then Lazarus is going to check out potions. I
I'm
guess?
guessing I'm going to go general browsing and see what I can find.
Build up a list.
Sure.
Because we're planning up a new adventure going to a place we don't know. So.
It is a good idea.
So we need all the gold we can get.
Sorry, what?
We need all the gold we can get.
Oh, where did I... So I'm just pulling up my magic item stuff. Okay, so who wants to go first?
I was what, three going?
One is Lazarus. Any of the rest of the three is us.
You're going to end up with me. I'm going to be sitting here trying to get through this.
It's the rest of us.
Best of us for the rest of us.
Okay, so you guys would like to go back to Wallace's first?
Sure.
Okay. So obviously not a lot to talk about in terms of you guys getting to Wallace's place. It's a area you're familiar with. You know how to get there. How careful are you trying to, it's like a fairly, abandoned area around there, but you also know that definitely the inspector was at least sniffing around there before. Is this something where you're trying to be stealthy, or are you kind of just trying to walk by, seem super casual? Maybe being sneaky would be counterproductive.
Super casual.
Yeah, I think we'd put on the image more that we're just scouting out the area to help out.
Okay, fair enough.
And then just with a touch of looking a little bit more inward than outward.
Yeah.
Sure. So, you guys come more or less into view of Wallace's mansion. You do notice in the areas surrounding it, there is still a certain amount of abandoned feel to it. But as you approach the mansion, you definitely hear a lot more sounds of activity than you're used to. And as you kind of come around and get a full view of the area, you can see that, whereas before you saw a lot of guards on the wall and that kind of stuff, the whole building kind of seems to be in this state of not quite deconstruction, but definitely something's going on. Like the walls are being taken down. There's a large guard presence that seems to be, you see some of them legitimately combing the grass looking for things. Like it seems like somebody's doing a very thorough dig into the mansion at this point. There's at least 50 guards that you can see just kind of crawling all over it.
I want to look around and find what is the highest vantage point I can see that would most likely be far enough away that it is actually still abandoned or doesn't have many eyes in it. Where could I go and watch the grounds from? If there's
There is an old church like 2 blocks away, so if you went up like into the bell tower, you could probably get a pretty decent view from there, and it's 2 blocks away, so it's still abandoned, but it's not like even the next row of buildings next to Wallace's mansion. It's like 1 more block out.
I'm gonna point out the church.
I think I want a better vantage point up there. Gotta keep an eye on everything down here.
Alright. Sounds good.
Head over there.
Okay.
Come with.
Yeah, so you guys crawl up to the top of the tower. It's a little, I mean, the building's not like dilapidated or anything, but it's definitely fallen out of use. And yeah, from the top of the bell tower, you get a decent view of Wallace's mansion. It's not perfect, but you can see about 3/4 of it, of a relatively unobstructed view.
How much? I want to do like a wide swath over everything.
Mhm.
Specifically looking for areas we haven't really explored before. If there's any of them around here that
You're pretty familiar with this area of the marketplace. Up to, I mean, from the top of the church, you can probably see a good like 6 or 7 blocks out before the buildings start to become problematic for blocking your visibility. And I mean, you're decently familiar with that area.
then I just want to continue watching down. Like I want to sit here for quite a while.
Okay, try to get an idea of what they're doing, I guess,
just
or
watch and see if there's anything that seems off about what our general impression is of what they're doing, and versus what actually seems to be happening.
sure.
So things like certain guards or people combing the grounds, maybe acting a bit differently or acting a bit more suspiciously, I suppose. Of the
Okay.
rest of them. Just looking for anything that's off.
Start with a perception check.
He daddy. 16, passive.
Okay. So you're keeping an eye on things for a little while, and you start to get at least a general idea of what's happening. What seems to be happening is people are combing through the grounds, largely ignoring most things, but every once in a while, something that seems perfectly innocuous to you, like a specific brick in some of the wall that hasn't been taken down yet, or even in one case, it's one particular shrub in a garden path area, is just being marked. Like they're kind of it's being investigated, and then they mark it with like a white powder, like just chalk looks like. And then a little time later, somebody comes by in more protective looking clothing and are removing that item and taking it away somewhere. And it seems to be largely random. Like it's bricks in the wall have happened a couple of times. You've seen one shrub get taken away. There's even been a couple of times where it's gone down to like a part of the yard, like just the grass yard is marked, and then it gets dug up and taken away.
Right.
I'm gonna, yeah.
I think that's the powder.
Probably looks like it. I feel like we should scope it out and see if it gets quieter at nightfall.
I think so too. So we could just sit up here and wait, or did you guys want to?
You can sit here and wait. Sure. I mean, it took us a while to get here.
Yeah, it's about what did we say for getting to Wallace's place? It's a couple of hours from the center.
I'll ping Lazarus quietly.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let Lazarus know what we're doing.
Sounds good.
Hey Lazarus, it's Dis.
Dis?
We're just gonna, we have a vantage point in church, watching Wallace's manor. We're just gonna be sitting out here for a while, so don't worry too much if we don't show up for a while.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. In the meantime, what's everybody else doing that's not up in the bell tower then?
So,
Either yours or Nim, I don't think was going up there either, so.
I'm staying with us, I think.
Did you go up there with them?
I think Nim was just kind of like chilling out down. I don't think I went up to the bell tower. I think he was just kind of like monitoring from like closer. Maybe just like if there was any passing by guards, I'd just kind of like try to engage them in like idle conversation of just like, you know, just like, hey, what's going on? Like, how's the investigation going?
They probably wouldn't be overly receptive, not to a point where like they're not talking to you or directly kicking you out, but you definitely get the impression from them that it's, like when you talk to them, a lot of them, the very first thing they'll say to you is something along the lines of like, this is not a safe area. You really shouldn't be here. You maybe want to back up a couple of blocks.
Okay. And when they say when they like kind of start giving me those responses, I guess at that point I'll probably head up to the bell tower.
Okay. In the meantime, then, let's go to Lazarus. So, Lazarus, you are out scoping for magic items, I believe. Okay. Well, as a bonus here, you kind of have a little bit of knowledge about this already from some of the pre-work you did during our downtime of kind of trying to have your ear to the ground and talking to a lot of just the general merchants and helping them out with very basic tasks and stuff like that. So it's not unknown to you that basically most magic items are regulated to a certain degree by the Magicians Guild. However, you do know that for the more lower end people, there are ways of getting very basic magic items that either aren't restricted or they are restricted, but everybody just kind of looks the other way because they're semi-necessary for adventurers that maybe can't get there yet. The main way that seems to go down, at least from what you've heard, is basically you find yourself a finder, which is just somebody that can get to those places, and they'll help you out, basically. It's kind of there's the lower end adventurers that do have access to the Magic Guild. They kind of have a network where if you make it known you're looking for something, then people can try to procure it for you.
Okay, and is there any way of first procuring, like, what sort of, like, simple things like these general funders can get?
Most of them, like, a lot of them are very much like, kind of the prison yard version of, like, they don't really want to tell you they can't get you something. It's really just the, I'll look into it sort of attitude. So a lot of them basically say, look, like, if you're interested in something, even if you don't think I can get it, tell me anyway, and maybe I can.
This is more of
get
an issue
it.
where Lazarus has no idea what's even available. He's
Yeah.
like 2 potions. So
Yeah, and it's definitely the first 2 that you talk to aren't particularly helpful. They're very much kind of like, that's not how this works. Like, you tell me what you want and I'll go get it for you. Like, they have that kind of attitude. You do find a little old woman who is just a little bit more like, she's just a little bit more open about it. She's just kind of like, well, you know, we could, I can get most potions and, so basic magic items, really anything under about 5,000. Anything higher than that, the gods start to get a little, you know, the bribes get a little more expensive.
Uh-huh.
But anything in that range I can probably get for you.
So, I suppose about this, towards the Lazarus learning towards, like, what these are still is...
It's definitely difficult. Potions seem pretty easy to get as long as they're not anything really complicated. And in terms of magic items, the very basic stuff seems pretty procurable, like scrolls, anything from like level 1 or lower seems doable. In terms of items themselves, most people say like if you want like a very basic magic item, like a +1 or something like that, they can usually get their hands on that. Yeah, basically, like she said, anything under about $5,000, they feel pretty comfortable procuring, and then anything above that gets a little bit dicier.
Okay. I suppose I take that information from now.
Yeah. She does give you a couple of examples of really, like, obvious ones. Like, she's kind of like, you know, I have, you know, procured basic things for people, like a very basic magical dagger, or a bag of holding, or those little figurines, you know, stuff like that.
But what the issue is, we're going into a situation and don't know what kind of potions are available.
Well, if you tell me where you're going, I could perhaps recommend...
No.
You adventurers are always very secretive. I understand. Really, you can't go wrong with healing potions, dear, but anything outside of that, I'm afraid I wouldn't be much help with in terms of recommending what you might need.
Still in the same situation. Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Okay.
Do nothing with that.
Anything else you want to do while you're out? Okay. Then to the people in the bell tower. How long are you hanging around?
Till
dark.
Okay, till dark.
goals to rob.
The goal is to rob. Okay, so you wait for nightfall. And the number of guards doesn't drop substantially. It does drop a little. But it definitely seems like there's a lot less work going on in terms of trying to identify this, whatever they're doing, and then take away like those two subdivisions. The people that are digging around and the people that are like removing items both go. But the guards themselves that kind of like patrol the grounds don't really seem to reduce any.
How many guards are there?
At least, I mean, from your vantage point, you've seen at least 30 or 40.
Oh, shit. I was like, there's like 5, 10, whatever, no problem.
It's definitely, I mean, especially from your guys' perspective, like you've theorized they're removing the red powder stuff. They just seem very preoccupied that somebody might stumble in, and, you know, that's definitely not what they're looking for.
Maybe we could pass with a trace still.
Yeah. Could mouse.
Yeah, mouse. I mean, I don't know. Nimsy would still be enough to pass, I think.
Yeah, I got 18.
Are they just patrolling the outside? Like they're not in the building?
You can't really see into the building very easily from where you are right now, so you're not sure if it's just inside or outside. All you can see is outside for now.
What we need is a distraction. Yeah. So what's the punishment for arson in the Stronghold?
You have no idea.
And remember, you only get punished if they catch you.
This is true.
Yeah, funny story, you've never asked.
It's probably wise of me not to ask. So I blew up a building once. What's hypothetically?
So if you had an inn that was exactly like this inn, but not this inn, how would you burn it down?
hypothetically speaking.
I think
You can probably, by the way, Lazarus, they can probably easily get you
I think we
stuff,
can sneak it
like
back.
anything that's like
think
under
we can
300 from
Yeah,
that
but what
in
I'm
general
playing is
thing, but
Lazarus
yeah.
has no
Like,
idea what
my
these
state
items
is
are.
pretty-
Yeah, and that's really because I can't really like describe all of them to him.
No.
My stealth is
I can't roll below 24 with pass without trace on me.
I have +4 to stealth. So.
Yeah, I have +4 as well.
So I can't roll below 14 with passive. 15.
Yeah, so I mean, that's still pretty hard to see.
Yeah.
Especially since you'd probably have managed to be like a little mouse. So. Yeah, I think
Or I could stay as full human.
you could with pass, because then worst case scenario, you can like mouse up or something like that too. You have available.
Mouse
Well,
out,
then
peace!
You can load me up again.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's our save strategy.
Okay. Pass.
What? Wait, what are the guards dressed in?
They're the regular like city guards, so they've got that plate mail with the engravings all over it.
Not shame.
Are there any like groups of guards that are like,
Not paying attention.
well, not paying attention, but like separated from like the main group of them?
Separated from the main group of them.
Like
separated
maybe-
in what way?
Like maybe like down like a separate alley where they're not necessarily in like the view of all the other guards.
Oh, there are definitely some guards that are a little further out than others, for sure.
What? How tall are they?
There's no like it's not like they're all humans or they're all, you know, like a specific race. So I mean, it varies to a certain degree.
More pointed question then. Would there be one that's gnome size, one that's drow size, and one that's human size?
Drow and human are a little easier because you're more like a standard size. Roll a luck roll.
I guess
You're lucky.
9.
There doesn't appear to be any guards that are gnomes, or even halflings, like anything that more miniature size.
Leave Nim behind.
It's true.
Could you enlarge, reduce yourself?
Well, but that's a minute, right?
That's only a minute.
Could
It's
you
not a ton of
reduce
time.
the clothing?
But it's a minute still.
I wonder how you could. I wonder if there's a way to force that and just keep it.
No.
No, probably not clothing.
I mean, there are other ways. Like, he could minor illusion to a certain degree, but...
True.
Although I can't remember you'd have to read minor illusion to make sure it can, like,
Well, it doesn't
walk
really
with
do
you
that
and
because
stuff.
there's
Yeah.
like disguise self
Is like a proper spell.
I guess with my disguise kit, could I do quick enough modifications to make one his size?
No,
Yeah.
just because it's plate mail. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah,
only
yeah.
so much you can do with that. It'd be like taking Lazarus's arm and being like, yeah, no, just give me 10 minutes. I can get that down to gnome
Like,
size.
you can make the thing, you think clown outfit, like whatever you need.
Do that. It would just make my clothes look like plate mail, but then it'd be like a Halloween
He's
costume.
just a really good baker and can make bread look at any shape.
That'd be really funny, actually. Just make bread armor.
So, options are we could go beat up some guards or in some other way incapacitate them and take their outfits, and Kenna and I can wear those outfits in. Or we could just go super stealthy, pass without a trace.
I think it's probably better to not assault guards.
I
Yeah,
would go stealth and go.
I think so too. And then
Let's just weigh in our options.
I wonder if you could even come along with us just because you haven't viz and all that stuff. You could pop in, toss out.
Yeah, I put Invis on though, because I don't know.
That's
Oh,
the other
I
question.
don't want to say
Yeah,
you come up there. There's one thing I just remembered that they do, in fact, like need 3 people.
What?
Oh right, yeah. I was thinking about that too, actually.
Why do we need 3 people?
There's 3 switches to open the door.
And they're separated.
Right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. There's other things they've forgotten about, too, but that's fine. In the end, they decided not to go for it, so it's not relevant.
Now you just make
There's
suspicious.
magic stuff around
Good.
that.
Yeah, the perimeter.
That doesn't bother me at all.
But pass should be fine going with that, I think.
Okay. So we pass without trace and visiting, and then sneaking in.
Because Invis gives us advantage on that. I mean, we basically can't be caught unless we have magical means to find us with that.
Because I just need to burn a level 4 slot to...
Isn't there
Get us all
glyphs
in.
all around the outside of the perimeter though to make it?
They probably dispelled a good portion of those, though.
But do
can
you think
imagine
not think
them-
that they put some back up?
Guards?
Well, not guards, but
Can you,
Inspect.
inspector. Yeah.
Put back
It's
up
gonna-
what?
Put up glyphs
Wards.
of warding that are going
Well,
Or the
I don't
house he's
know.
deconstructing?
potentially to avoid intruders.
Right, but then if someone interacts with it accidentally, they just blow themselves up, don't they?
Yeah, but they're city guards, so they should have warnings about that.
Glyph of warding, you can put any spell in. It doesn't have to explode. It can just be like an alarm spell.
Yeah, there
or
can be
something
alarm
like that.
spells, that's for sure.
We could
I'd be
throw
more
a
worried
rock
about
at it.
alarm spells.
We could just not have you invis us. You could detect magic and stay in pass. And then we could use you as the early warning. Can you detect magic? That has to be targeting yourself. Or can you target others?
it's
with that?
self-only.
It's
Self-only,
self.
yeah.
And I think it's only 20 feet range or something.
Turn into a potion like eyedropper. Give you some detect magic here.
I mean, you can... I mean, we haven't done anything with enchanting and shit yet, but I mean, like, I would think enchanting something to detect magic would be pretty useful.
It could be a magical blacksmith.
Now let's not go down the magical blacksmith
Someone
road
to be
again.
A magical blacksmithing.
Somebody has to be a magical blacksmith. How will we get our enchanted gear?
It's 30 feet for detect magic.
Detect magic.
And it lasts 10 minutes. So, yeah, let's pass without trace, and then when we get near the edge, I'll detect magic.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do that. So you guys make your way down. I assume kind of basically to that like last block. Is that kind of where I mean, you've been watching from the tower. You kind of have a shot that you can make your way through to get you like to where the wall is almost without encountering any of the patrolling guards. You're past without tracing that, I believe. So go ahead and roll your stealths and we'll just make sure, nobody did anything crazy on their way up.
I'm using a lucky point.
Wow.
Lucky feet doing work.
I rolled very average.
Okay.
Still fine.
Well, I rolled a 1, so we're gonna go with
Less than
I'm
average.
using a lucky point.
Yeah, maybe give it just a little bit extra.
And a 2!
Nail. You have inspiration.
Yeah, well.
Not anymore.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Less inspired.
And
So you're
you do the
feeling
triple
very
kick.
inspired.
I rolled a 4.
Oh!
Wow.
I don't know about those
Different
dice.
D20 today?
Sometimes it doesn't matter what you're trying to do.
Just
You
knew
know,
it.
pork?
Yeah, I can't only use port one before I roll them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I should have done, apparently. I was like, well, I can roll better than an 11, but I can't, so...
As it turns out. Okay. So, what were the stealth rolls?
34.
34?
33.
Okay.
18.
I mean, like 18's still okay. So, you guys sneak your way up. And Nim, when are you casting Detect Magic?
Well, this is probably why my stealth is shit, because I'm casting Detect Magic. That's how I'm justifying it.
As you go
Just
to the
bumping
wall.
into shit all the time.
It's gonna channel that shit for the 10 minutes or whatever it is, so he's just bumping into shit constantly.
No, I just cast it outright.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
not ritual casting.
Okay. So, you guys get to that last row of buildings. You hunker down. You're feeling pretty stealthy. Nim, eyes cloud over with the clear mist. And Nim, almost immediately, you notice that there might be a problem. So you cast Detect Magic and you're kind of looking out, and the building itself seems more or less fine. You don't see any new glyphs, say, on the road or anything like that that would maybe be like blocking people from getting into the building. That all seems fine. The problem is that every single one of those guards that wears the plate mail, all of those engravings are just humming with magic. So it kind of leaves you with these little magical men every 10 to 15 feet. You're not sure everything that's enchanted into it, but it's definitely enhancement magic.
Enhancement.
Yeah.
Enhance.
But yeah, so that's what you see. Actually, I guess from where you are, you can also see most of the glyphs of warding that were like on the windows of the building and stuff do seem to have been removed. But nevertheless, that does still leave you with each guard having some sort of magic woven into their armor.
Now, is there... Like, with the guard rotation, is there any gaps in it where we could...
There are definitely visible gaps. They're not perfect.
I say we shoot a gap and play dumb.
I think it works. We could just
Yeah,
say
if
we
get
didn't
caught.
want
We're just like, oh, we were just out for... Just pretend we're drunk.
to... Or we don't even need to. We could just walk through and pretend we were scouting it out, and we just didn't think they were capable of helping us in this. We didn't want to interfere with their investigation.
I like the drunk idea.
I mean, it's also good.
There's no bars around here.
We're
We're drinking in the
examining
alley.
it while drinking.
What's that burn notice thing? If you're breaking into a house, go to the fridge and grab a yogurt. That way, if a cop finds you, just pretend you think you're in your own house. Nobody's gonna walk around with a yogurt.
It's true. What thief is going to do that? We're just here with these Fabergé eggs. I mean, everybody does. My own house.
It gets a little harder once you have Fabergé eggs.
Well, that's why we have Mouse Kenna.
It's true.
Mouse Kenna. All right, hey, your guys' call.
Yeah, I think we shoot the gap.
Okay. So you wait for the biggest gap that you can see from where you are, and you go for it. One more set of stealth rolls.
Come on, baby.
I use my inspiration.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better. I'm not going to re-roll that.
This feels like he needs to be inspired.
Oh, it worked.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it worked.
All right, what do we got?
Let those two go first. 26.
Okay.
28.
41.
That passed without trace stealth. Okay, so you guys wait for an opening, and you see it, and you just sprint through, trying to get kind of through the yard so that you're, more up at the house, basically. You keep going, but you do notice as you kind of thread that gap, each guard is about 15 feet away from you. So this opening of about 30 feet has opened up. You slip through, and as you're crossing over into the wall, you hear a loud boom, boom, boom from either side. And as you are running, you just kind of look and you notice that each of those guards the side of their armor that is facing you has begun to glow a pale blue. And that sound is being made by the armor, and both guards are kind of like... just kind of, they start looking the direction you just were, and they kind of just start moseying their way back that way.
Run and hide.
Let's go.
So where are you hiding? You're fairly familiar with Wallace's exterior at this point.
Just in the
Yeah, we're just going to the pantry.
Just kick in the kitchen door and just dive for the
Which part
pantry.
Did we run in? Did we run in through the back? Or the front?
Backyard.
Backyard. So there's shrubbery. There's his patio.
There's the pools. There's...
The pool's a terrible place to hide.
Unless you're made of water.
Here we go.
That's something you guys can do, right?
I don't have underwater breathing on. Sorry.
Needed Lazarus.
creative destroy water here.
This is full before.
We could jump into a bush.
I think we just run for the pantry.
I think we said it too. I
We
mean,
just make a beeline.
I'm rolling on a 41 here.
That's like a
He
door
feels super
kicking.
confident.
They were just like, did you hear something? No.
I will point out from a non-metagaming perspective that Dis always feels 41 roll confident in his stealth. Whether that's what he rolled or not.
Highest you can roll?
43.
Yeah, that's his max.
Dang.
So
Okay.
he's feeling really stealthy, though the armor seems to maybe be shitting all over that.
Well, okay, guess we're ready. I was outvoted.
Okay,
Let's go.
so you guys are heading straight for the kitchen. You get to the door, it's closed and locked.
Is there a gap at the bottom?
Kitchen door in a man... Probably not.
Can I try to speed pick it?
I mean, yeah.
Whoosh, I pull out my my lock picking tools and I go to town.
Okay, roll for lockpick.
This was we found because I have proficiency in this, so it's just proficiency bonus plus my roll. I think
Yes, I believe so.
Isn't there giant holes on the side of this house?
there's just like a giant door. I'll lock this.
You told me you were going for the door. That's all I got.
I'm committed. So plus proficiency 14.
Okay. So Dis, he gets up there, and while you're kind of like, you're like, don't worry, I got this, I'm gonna pick it. You're trying to be super quiet. And you kind of start at it, and as you do, you kind of hear, back where the guards were, you just kind of hear a loud, not like a loud, but like you can hear them talking, and there's just kind of a, I don't see anything. Maybe we should check the backyard. And guys like, yeah, alright. And they just kind of both start like, they kind of signal and you see that gap close and then they start walking into the backyard. In the meantime, Dis is working his way through the lock. He's definitely doing that like, come on, come on, come on. And finally there's a soft as the door handle turns and the door pops open a little.
Yeah, I do it super. I try to make sure it's as stealthy as possible getting in. Let everybody filter in, and I'll softly close it
Okay.
and relock it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you
relock
guys slip into the kitchen and you take a look around, obviously with your passive perceptions or whatever. And there not much has changed in the kitchen really overall. It looks like somebody came through here at some point and has kind of started to remove things from it. Like the pots and the pans have been removed and that kind of stuff. Like somebody's gone through and tried to empty things out. The pantry door stands closed, and outside of that, the room is dark and empty.
Is there any white powder around?
No. But there are lots of things that have been damaged in some way. Like as an example, one of the like stovetop, like the big fire range stovetops, has just been completely pulled out and removed at some point.
What?
Get some powder from behind. Yeah, I guess we try to open
Just
the
go to
pantry.
the pantry.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to the pantry, and the door just pops open easily. It's not even locked right now.
Check inside, make sure there's nobody in there.
Definitely nobody inside the
Oh
pantry.
yeah, I guess it's locked. I don't know what they'd be doing in there.
Maybe that's just where the guards go when they need a little me time, you know?
Definitely
Oh,
lock
God.
the pantry though. Once we're in it.
We should, yeah. Yes. Unless Yeah, no, we should.
Wait,
There's not
what,
much
what do we
place
need
left.
mouse cannon for? Can't we just take the Fabergé eggs and teleport to our vault?
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't know if the teleport worked anymore.
Oh, right, because
Right,
of the
'cause we make it
teleport.
But I was
Shredded.
thinking that we could do that.
Yeah, giant. Oh,
I didn't know if we wanted to risk it, though.
Yeah, there definitely was warning about shredding.
Don't worry, I'll test it.
Yep.
To shreds, you say?
Two shreds, you say.
Jesse just hands you the player's handbook.
Right.
It's like, what's this for? What am I looking up?
That's what I'm
You're not looking up anything. You're
Okay.
Building a new character.
So we gotta do the trap.
Stop it.
Okay, I'll take a look on our break. And
Yeah.
So,
Just so it's not like surprised.
of course, appreciated. So while you guys are sitting there deciding what you want to do and you're kind of like looking at the pantry, you do start to hear kind of footfalls outside the kitchen area, and there's a little bit of mumbling out there as people, you kind of hear through the wall, oh, nothing so far. Do we check inside? I'm still getting a reaction.
Oh.
We gotta go quick.
We could also drop our magic. That's what they're reacting to.
Either that or it's just some kind of like alarm spell.
But for, I guess people who don't have to play
It could
or
also be something that whoever triggered it first get marked, and then it's following you. Something.
Could be anything.
Could be. So yeah, we try to get into the pantry.
Okay, so you're leaving the magic active.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you guys slip into the pantry, and I assume close the door behind you.
Yeah, and lock it.
It doesn't lock from the inside.
Yes, it does. Because we also.
Sorry, I'm just picturing the door in my head.
Inside.
Right, yes,
Mhm.
it does, because
Right,
of the
when we
panic
were-
room
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're putting the fabric.
Never mind.
I remember because I thought it was strange.
That's what we
It
thought
is
was
strange.
Once we're in there,
Drop the magic.
or yeah, I guess we drop magic. Well, I guess I don't drop magic. But
Yeah, I'll drop my
Dis drops his magic.
Don't worry, I'm not casting anymore.
detect magic. It dropped, and then I guess you drop your
Yeah, so we just
pass.
have to be so
Okay, re-roll your stealths now that you're not protected.
Oh man.
oh boy,
The way my stealth is
Oh,
going,
no.
I'm just gonna have to.
Oh no.
really could
I'm
use
gonna
it.
use some inspiration.
Judging by these rolls, I'm just gonna use my portent, and I rolled a 18 total.
Okay.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, okay, cool.
Did
Glad
you
I
use
used
your inspiration?
I did.
Okay. Well, that's the first time Kenna's lost her inspiration in a while.
And it's
You know
on a
what?
stealth roll. Can't complain to this now.
Dis still did it on
Highly
some
necessary.
very different rolls than a stealth roll.
I mean, I was still would roll a 27 with
I
that.
like use my inspiration when it's like needed, not for like gambling purposes.
Hey,
Hey, it was needed.
Oh, immediately to the
So
defense.
defensive. I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
I don't have an addiction to use
you
inspiration.
got any more than gold coins?
Are you done with that beer? It's over.
Okay, so what were the stealth rolls?
14.
21.
18.
Okay. So you guys feel pretty confident. You kind of hush down inside the pantry. It's quite dark in here right now. Because the door is closed and obviously, whatever, it was lit up in here before. There was some sort of lighting system, but that is definitely not operating right now. So you're basically in a pitch black room, quietly waiting. You do hear the sound of a door opening. And for a few moments, there are footsteps on marble just outside the door as somebody kind of walks a circuit through the kitchen. But after a moment or two, there's the sound of a door closing again, and there's silence from the other side.
Can I get that back over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to look around. Are my eggs here?
Well, we have
Yeah,
to
open the
do the
door.
trap.
I don't care.
So no.
Do I know where my eggs are? Can I smell them?
Well, I mean, you could try. Roll perception.
That's okay. This doesn't trust me.
I smell money.
Do you smell it? It's our bank account getting bigger.
All right, so who remembers how to open the thing?
Why do you guys all look at me?
There was a tile.
You have to step on the back tile. There's the shelving unit that you push up. And I don't remember the third one. But let me see if I have a note about it.
Doesn't have those tools. So I can have those in a backpack somewhere.
No, that's perfect.
Sure don't have it written down. Can I do a history check?
Sure. You're like, no. If you don't remember how to open it, you can't open it.
It's gone.
It's gone for good. You guys made it all this way for nothing.
And the guards busted.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Or less. Okay.
How'd you roll?
Let's go from my plus to history. Ooh. That is going to be a 25.
Okay. Kenna remembers how to open the door. Well, the door's the...
I'll give them the
So I
directions.
think there's just one wood panel that
Yeah.
also had to push, right?
That's the one they were missing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys get into position, and everybody hits what they need to hit.
Inspector sitting there because he's folded up a
That's
cup of
the
tea.
position.
There's no way he'd fit in there. It'd be super funny, though, if they, like, miniaturized him. He's just sitting there. Well.
Well, no, you said like the wall came up and the shelvings continued back for feet.
Yeah,
So like he could just be in there.
that's true. He could be. It'd be really funny.
He's just,
But he's not.
Freaking ideas.
It's really funny, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's got other things he's got working on. Okay, so you guys hit the various things that you need to hit, and almost immediately the panels begin opening. Per your remembrance, there's a lot of grinding sounds and things sliding and when the panels open. So all of that starts happening. The panels slip away and the Fabergé eggs are there. But almost immediately you hear, anybody else hear that?
Or at least, see, now we get to take our eggs and point out to the idiots that didn't find this place that there's a secret door.
Well, maybe.
They won't be able to get in here. Wait, is the door still open? Oh no!
No,
sorry,
you
sorry, I'm
you
not-
close the
yeah,
door,
we're-
but I
we're
will
getting
point
that
the
thing.
voices are getting louder.
Grab your shit and go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Shove
grab.
it. I'm just gonna shove as
Yeah,
much
we're just
shit.
gonna like.
And make me a mouse. I shove it on me and turn me into a mouse.
Yeah, so we're all handing everything.
You
to
guys
the
start shoving. I'm gonna need.
I'm gonna put stuff down my pants.
Let's go with a dexterity check. How fast can you be?
Oh, I can do this.
This is going to be...
Potentially. Yeah.
This should be, in theory, fairly
Dexterity
fast.
check.
Yes.
Ooh, that's good.
I can't use acrobatics, sleight of hand.
You could use sleight of hand.
Okay.
Because really, you're just trying to slip things into pockets as fast as possible.
I can't roll. 13.
21.
13, 21.
15.
Okay, so you guys start shoving shit into your pockets. Nim is doing pretty good. Dis and Kenna, you're taking a little bit longer. And as you guys get about halfway through the Fabergé eggs and the rest of the stuff that you had kind of secreted away, you do hear kind of a, "What's going on in there? Who's in there? Open this door right now."
Can we close?
Do we recognize the voice?
Just sounds like somebody. You don't recognize the voice specifically.
How many eggs have we gotten?
About half of your total
We can
stash.
Close the stuff back up.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. I think what we do,
This is your last warning.
Say it quick.
we pretend to be the inspector.
Do it. You have the magic.
Oh my god. Oh
I back
my
away. I keep
God.
picking up the eggs.
Yeah, as he's going to.
Okay, you guys
I
keep
go to
picking
the
up the
door
eggs.
and I'm like, "You idiots! There is no way that you did not find this secret area in here." That's my best inspector.
Okay, roll performance.
Does he get advantage?
I mean, he acted it out, so yes. No, Google, I wasn't talking to you. I don't know what in there you heard that made you think I was talking to you.
Ooh, that's good. Let's see if I can do better.
Oh, yeah, Lazarus is actually...
That's a 21 for performance.
Okay, so there is a pause. Just kind of, "Hey, you in there, Inspector?
It is.
All right. What's today's code word?"
Croissant.
What's up?
Is my vacation day. I don't know the code word today.
Why would you say that?
How many of the eggs have I gotten at this point?
Roll the check again.
I choose you.
What am I supposed to do? Just be like Bluebird? Like
19?
Okay. And Kenny, did you continue shoving shit into your pockets? Same thing.
What am I rolling?
Dex.
Dex? That's not going well. Nope, that's a 7.
Okay. Roll a luck roll, all three of you.
Cody sabotaged me. He swapped Bluebird. I know it.
Sure. Blame it on the lizard.
Not the one there.
Not even here getting blamed for their bad luck. Okay, how did everybody roll?
7.
7?
17.
Okay.
14.
Okay. So, there's a pause when you say, I don't know what the code word is today, and then the door just blows open. Like something just splits it in half.
Mouse.
Can you mouse and pass?
She can pass and then knows.
Yeah. Pass the mouse.
Pass and mouse.
Can you get it quick enough?
Oof.
I'll let you try for it.
Okay. Because, like, we're hiding in the thing. He just said he doesn't know the code word. I probably know this is going bad. So I'm
It's
gonna
going
every-
so quick.
And I would have said it, so since I also tried to go like, pass mouse.
Mhm.
So I was saying it. What I want to do is I just want to grab anything around.
Okay.
I'll even take I think I have like a throwing dagger or something like that. I'm just going to toss it on the other side of the door when they come in, just that split second distraction.
Okay, you're just gonna throw it through the door?
Not through the door, like
To
on the
the other side
side
of
to
the
like
room.
ricochet.
Just
Just so they come in.
Oh, okay, I see. I gotcha.
To draw their attention to it as they come in.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, so Kenna tries to pass with a trace in mouse form. And mouse form, not
Yes.
in mouse form. And you're kind of throwing that dagger as a distraction. Nim?
I will quickly cast light on the dagger. that
Okay.
He's throwing.
And you're throwing it deeper into the thing, right?
Yeah, on the opposite side, so they
Yeah.
look over there instead of at us first.
Okay, but like they have to look through you to see it.
On the other side.
Yeah, because the pantry just continues
Yeah.
from the door.
Mm.
So like you guys are in there grabbing a bunch of the stuff, but like if you throw it like further in, that's still like through you. They'd be looking.
No, I mean, like, so they would go in, obviously they would look in, like, straight away at first, but there's something that catches their eye. Like, if I walk through that door and somebody
Mhm.
threw something against the wall beside me, it's gonna be that instant, like...
Okay, so you're saying you're gonna throw it like at the
I'm just
door, but
looking
not
for
like
that
through it,
split
just like...
second of indecision to give enough time for the combat actions to go through to...
Okay,
get the
fair enough. So the door kicks in, you toss, light, Kenna shifts and pass without traces. So are you guys just trying to hide at that point with pass without trace?
That, and then the second there's an opening to go by, or they start heading towards us, just,
go through it.
like, 100% book
Yeah.
it.
Okay, fair enough.
I am a mouse.
Yep.
And then Dis
Okay.
would also take any opportunity that if they were going after the other two, he would just, like, run into him or something and then try to run.
Okay.
Knowing he's, like, stealthier.
Sure. So yeah, when the door kicks open, you guys try to pass with a trace. I'm not gonna have you roll the stealth roll because you already know that their armor to a certain degree is reacting to something. So yeah, as they come in, they do kind of end up like looking to the side a little bit, which gives you that opening to roll your stealth rolls. But their entire chest just lights up with that blue as they kind of take that first step into the doorway. I don't know what you want to do with that.
I'm gonna
try to scurry through their legs.
barrel into him. Well, like, I'm gonna let Kenna try to go through first. I'm gonna barrel in as a way to, like, split their attention from it.
Okay, so you're just gonna do like a shove attack, basically.
Yeah, basically not trying to do really damage to him, but just trying to...
Split off.
Shove attack doesn't do damage
Yeah.
anyway. It's just a roll to see if you can like put them
Yeah,
prone
it is a
or
strength
whatever.
contest.
I want to give a... Well, in this case, I'm trying to get some sort of alarm, because it would be strength if you're set to position yourself to counter it. But if I push you, you're not expecting it, and drop balance, it's going to be a bit weirder.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume it would follow the same rules as in combat because like nobody necessarily expects you to shove them. So I
Or
guess
I'll
that's
just hit
kind
them
of
on
written
their
into
leg,
it.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter at all.
Shove is 195.
Okay, so Kenna, you're gonna try to go through their legs. Dis is gonna shove them, which is So you have to roll an attack roll on them first,
Mhm.
and then... Oh, sorry. Instead of you roll to do the hit first, and then instead of rolling your damage, you make an athletics check, which is contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics check.
Mhm.
And then whoever wins the contest is either knocked prone or pushed 5 feet away from you. So I would say we'll probably follow the same rules, but I'm just going to give the guards disadvantage because it'd be unexpected on their end.
For the attack roll, I think I see it. Just because, like, it's... The way you've been rolling, I see it happening. I see you rolling an 11, which I think with your modifier is probably almost guaranteed to hit.
Yeah.
You don't get to add your weapon +1 to it. It's just it's an attack roll without your weapon stats.
So that would...
Is it?
Yeah, because it's just you roll an attack. Like, he's not shoving with his weapon, he's shoving with his body.
That means any shove attack in general would lose your weapon?
Because that means he loses his base stat off his attack roll.
He just loses the +1 that comes from his weapon. He still gets this, the same as if he was doing an attack roll, he just can't use the +1 that comes from his
Okay,
magic
but
weapon.
he still gets his proficiency added.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
In that case,
It's a regular attack roll just without
Sorry,
the
it
+1
sounded
from
like
the
you were
weapon.
saying it didn't include proficiency.
Yeah,
No.
+10 down to like +4 or something. Or +9. So this is 20 altogether with the 11.
Okay.
Which is probably better than
So both guards stepped into the doorway, so which one are you shoving?
I want to shove it in a way that I hit so if they're both standing like beside each other with their legs kind of linked up, I want to hit one in a way that his leg goes out like this way so he bumps into the other guard, or this way so his main body mass falls into
Okay,
the
so
guard.
trying to shove one kind of into
So
the other
I would
and over
go
the
in
way?
between, and trying to hit the one towards the legs to kind of take his legs going the other way, so his main body, like his upper body, falls into the other guard and gives room for Kenna to go through and
Okay.
him to go through because he's short as well. And then I'm going to try to just.
You're just going to
use
try
that-
to bowl through.
Yeah, I'm going to basically. Well, when I do that, I'm going to take a step back and let them fall, and then I'll jump and run.
Sure. Okay. And Nim, what are you doing? Ken is making a break for between the legs. Dis is trying to shove.
I'll try... Well, I guess, you know what? What do I have to lose? I'll try to shove the other one, the one that he's knocking the guy into, like, not the one that he's hitting. I'll
Okay.
try to shove the other one prone. Like,
Just stand behind his knee as he pushes into the other one.
yeah, and I'm just gonna, like, punch him in the back of the kneecap.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I envision that working.
Sure. We'll do the rolls after we come back from a break.
Okay.
Wow, what a cliffhanger. I wonder what's going to happen next time. Seriously, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. If you liked what you heard, share us with your friends. If you hated what you heard, share us with your enemies. Seriously, though, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll find out what happens to Double Doubles and Dragons next time.